Woo! Hey guys, it's your boy Kilo Loco, and I have a little story for you. It's called Nightmare in the Code. Yes, there once was a young Swift developer by the name of Bobby Johnson. And Bobby had just gotten into programming just a few months ago, and he was making excellent progress on his personal project. One night, he was having trouble sleeping because he knew he was so close to finding out why his app just kept crashing. So he goes downstairs, he turns on his laptop, he puts the light on. When he opens up his MacBook, it stays powered off. He tried plugging in the charger, pressing and holding the power button, and opening and closing the laptop, but nothing seemed to be working. So he just began sitting there just stumped, couldn't understand why his laptop wouldn't turn on. And then all of a sudden, it turned on by itself. He thought it was strange, but computers do weird things all the time, right? Eventually, after the Apple logo disappears, the screen went dark again, and in a quick moment, what looked to be a man's face with horns completely composed of ASCII characters appeared immediately, followed by the login screen. The image wouldn't leave his mind, but he decided to just log in, track down the bug, and just figure out what was going on with his app. After a few hours of looking through his project and feeling like he wasn't making any progress, he decided to see if there was something wrong in the storyboards. His fans started worrying, and he started checking the connections to the IB outlets. He finally came across the warning sign on one of the outlets, and as soon as he went to disconnect it, the whirring of his MacBook fan began to blow even louder, and the pinwheel appeared. As the pinwheel spinned for what seemed like forever, the computer completely shut off. Bobby began to get frustrated and cursed at his MacBook. This time, when he went to turn on the MacBook, everything started up just fine, and he was able to get back onto his desktop screen. He then noticed that his entire project was missing and was nowhere to be found on his computer. He checked Spotlight, he searched in Finder, and he even opened the trash bin, but nothing. Truly frustrated at the situation, he remembered he pushed his project up on GitHub last week and could recover it there. So he opened up the terminal and cloned the repository onto his desktop. Then the image of the man's face with horns completely composed of ASCII characters appeared in his terminal above the clone success statement. He dismissed it as being a stupid High Sierra bug and continued to open his project. He double-clicked on the Xcode project and awaited anxiously for his project to open. Once Xcode finally loaded up, he looked through the file structure of his project and noticed that all the folders seemed to be just as they were last week when he committed it. As he started to look at the files inside the folders, he noticed that there seemed to be duplicates of each of his files in each of the folders. Confused at the situation, he clicked on one of them and had a hard time reading the code because the syntax highlighting hadn't begun to work yet. As he began looking closer at the code, the syntax highlighting came back, and that's when he realized it. All his code had been converted to Objective-C. There were now over 700 syntax errors in his project, and there wasn't a semicolon in sight. Bobby was infuriated and started banging on his laptop until the screen went black. He stopped when he realized what he had done, and as he looked in the black mirror of his screen, he saw the face of a man with horns standing directly behind him. He turned around immediately, and there was no one there. After that night, Bobby swore to never code again, and he now works at McDonald's down the street from his apartment. If you ask Bobby what he thinks happened that night? He'll tell you, oh, I know what happened. It was the Git Devil. The fact that Bobby waited so long to commit his changes had attracted the Git Devil to Bobby's project, and the Git Devil had seen an opportunity to create chaos in his life. So remember, if you have a project that you haven't committed changes to, you may see the image of a man's face with horns made completely out of ASCII characters. I hope you liked your story. Have a happy Halloween, everyone, and make sure you commit those changes.